Robert Kiyosaki is an author of more than 25 books, best known for his Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, which has sold over 41 million copies worldwide. He went from being a school dropout, helicopter pilot in the Vietnam War, and failed businessman, to becoming a multimillionaire investor and best-selling author. And today we're going to learn his best advice on how to find passionate people for your business. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time!
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Robert Kiyosaki.
What I found out, the accountants and attorneys who went to the biggest schools are not the best. I have found what I'm looking for is somebody who may be a private guy who is passionate about entrepreneurship. So they're a great attorney for entrepreneurs. They're not, most attorneys are looking for the big client, like I want to work for, General Electric. What I want is the attorney and the accountant who are passionate about it being entrepreneurs. So my guys right here in Phoenix are entrepreneurs, and my accountants are entrepreneurs. Every time I hired the big name corporate and law accounting firms, I have been grossly overpaid and underserved because they're so used to doing bigger things, they don't have time for a little guy like me. It's the same with bankers. I'm looking for a banker who loves being an entrepreneur. You got to have this partnership with the banker. I dump on the financial services industry a lot, and they deserve to be dumped on. But you got to have one on your team, So my banker is the love of my life, because that's where I get my money from. That's good.
Most entrepreneurs have the wrong people around them. You've got people who might be really talented at a certain skill, but can never seem to figure it all out together. They don't work as hard as they should. They don't take as much pride in their work as they should. They don't come up with as many creative ideas as they should. Why? It's because they don't care enough. They're good at it, but they don't love it, and so they coast. If you want to build a great company, you can't have people who are talented but coast. So I was recently talking to Alex, who helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa. And it's the largest salsa dancing school in Canada, maybe North America. We'll teach up to 5,000 people a year how to dance salsa, and we want to grow. We want to grow. We're only in Toronto right now. We want to scale up our capacity in our city and then look to expand to other cities, maybe to the US, coming to a city near you. Stay tuned. Hashtag stay tuned. But to do that, we need more instructors. Alex needs to have more people under him. It can't just be Alex running the show with a couple of instructors. He needs to have a team of people. And so he's going through the process now of trying to bring on people, one from our current student base and people are currently in our circle, and two from people who are outside who don't know about the business yet. And he was asking me, well, how do I find the people? What do I look for? How do I interview people? So I told him the most important thing to look for is, are they coachable? Are they passionate? Do they want to learn this? Do they want to be here? You could have the best salsa dancing background. You could be the greatest salsa dancer in the world, right? But if you don't love teaching, if you don't love the process of taking somebody who's an absolute beginner and seeing their eyes light up when they get the first couple of moves, somebody who comes in and feels like they could never dance. So many people come in and say, I have two left feet, I can never dance, I can never do this. And part of what we'll like to say at the school is, hey, if you can walk, you can learn how to salsa, which means basically everyone, right? If you have 2 feet and you can walk, we could teach you how to salsa dance. And it's not really about the moves, it's about the teaching, about the people. You might be teaching the same thing every quarter, but it's to new students, right? People ask me too for my channel, don't you get tired of talking about the same things? Or when entrepreneurs come in, don't you get tired of answering the same 20 questions? Like, no, because it's a different person, because for them, it's unique and it's new and it's helpful. I care about serving, not about what I'm actually saying, right? I want that person to get a result. And so the most important thing that Alex needs to look for when hiring is, are they passionate about this? Are they passionate about teaching? Not what skill set they're coming in necessarily with, because we could take somebody and teach them how to dance salsa. We could teach somebody and teach them how to teach in front of a student base, an audience, right? We could teach all those skills. Do they have the passion? Do they bring the joy and the energy? And are they coachable? This is especially true when you're bringing somebody in from the outside. If you're bringing somebody in, if you have a tight culture, if you have a way of doing things, and you're bringing somebody in from the outside who thinks that they know how to do it, so many people who teach salsa, they're just teaching you how to dance. They're just teaching you the footwork, and they're drilling you. Say, no, do it again, do it again, do it again. Most of the people who come to the school are not trying to be the world's greatest salsa dancers. They're there to have fun. They're there to check it off the bucket list. They're there to feel like they have a sense of community and belonging. So it's not about becoming the world's greatest salsa dancer. It's about having that fun and creating that connection for them. And so can the instructor come in from the outside who's been taught a certain way, right? If somebody's coming into your culture, you have a strong culture, somebody's coming in from the outside and they've grown up a different way, are they coachable? Right? Will they shift the way that they teach? And a lot of times it's easier to even take somebody with no experience, but the passion, the heart, the desire, the dedication, and build them up than to try to switch somebody to say, hey, forget about what you learned, we're going to do it this way. And so it's about getting volume. It's about talking to enough people. It's about getting more people in and coaching them and having the conversations and doing a class together and seeing, is this the kind of person that you want to spend the next 5 to 10 years of your life with? And if yes, amazing. If no, keep searching. Because a typical process would be look at their resume and look at their videos and see, do they have the skill set? Can they dance? That's not enough. If you're hiring a video editor, if you're hiring a graphic designer, if you're hiring a researcher, if you're hiring a personal assistant, if you're hiring any position in your company, the ability, the skill set to do the job is not enough. Do they have the mindset? Do they have the attitude? Are they coachable? Do you want to spend the next 5 to 10 years of your life with this person? That's what you need to look for to bring on your team, because if you're only hiring for the skills, you get their minds. But when you hire for the mission, when you hire for the heart and soul, you get the whole of that person, that's when your business takes off. So how do you do it? How do you hire? I've got a 3-step process that I think will help. But before that, if you want to have more motivation and self-love, check out my 254 series, where every day for the next 254 days, I'll send you a video by email to help you build your confidence and motivation. The links to join for free are in the description below.
You know, I don't cheat on my wife. I don't cheat on my customers. I don't cheat people. I don't cut corners. If I can't do something, I'll tell you up front. If I screw up, I'll tell you. Kind of dump on, fast food industry. If I had to do it again, I go work for McDonald's.
All right, so my 3-step process to hiring, to get the right people on your team, to build and scale your business, let's do it. Step number 1 is lead with the mission. Whenever I'm doing a job posting, and we're doing this right now, my wife Nina just posted a new job ad yesterday because we're building and expanding the team. You lead with the mission, right? So we got 20-something people on the team now. You lead with belief. You lead with what this business is all about, what we're trying to accomplish, what belief means, the problems we're trying to solve, right? The big mission of the business. And for some people, they'll look at that and say, "This is I thought I was being a graphic designer. What's all this talk about belief? This is stupid. I don't want to apply." Amazing. Like if you look at that, if you look at how I describe belief, what it means to me, and it's passion and oozing, right? If you look at that and say this is stupid, please don't apply. Like we're not going to get along. We're not going to work really well together. Other people though will see that and say, "Holy cow, this is amazing. I wish the company that I was at had that kind of dedication," right? They'll love your mission. And those are the people who you want to bring and attract, right? Like honey, right? You want to attract people to your business. Because if they just see graphic designer, they'll just send the same resume to everybody. But if they see yours that leads with the mission and they connect with the mission, they're much more likely to spend more time on their application to stand out, to say, this is where I need to work. And so you don't want to just play vanilla and play in the middle. You have to stand out. And it's a good and a good thing, right? People think good and bad. The bad is not everybody will love you, but I think that's actually great. The people who don't love your mission won't apply, and the people who do love your mission will apply even harder, spend more time, energy, care, effort to show that they love it so that you get the right hire for your business. So step number 1 is always lead with the mission. Step number 2 is have a skill testing question. 80% of people who apply to your job will never actually read the job posting. They'll just say, "Oh, graphic designer, great, apply. Copy, paste, apply, copy, paste, apply, copy, paste, apply." And then once somebody writes back, maybe they spend a little bit of time actually looking at what the job was. That's not a really fair exchange of time. They're spending 5 seconds looking at your job ad and applying, and you're spending time reading their cover letter, reading their resume, looking through their portfolio, and seeing if it's a fit. I want to shift the balance. If somebody wants to actually apply, I ask a skill testing question, make sure that you actually read what's in my job post. So most of my job postings will be this giant long paragraph. It's one paragraph. It's not designed to be easy to read because I need people who are detail oriented on my team because I'm not always the most detail oriented. So in that giant paragraph, in the middle will be a skill testing question. Like in your first line of your application, tell me how many YouTube subscribers I have on my channel. And so you'll find that 80% of the people never actually answer the skill testing question because they never read the job post. Awesome. If you're not going to take time to read my job post before you apply, I'm not going to spend time looking at your resume and cover letter. I don't care how much experience you have and how great you might be. If you're not going to read my post, I'm not going to read your response. Already you're saving 80% of your time. 5% of the people will then say, hey, I love it. If you tell me what your YouTube channel is, I'll tell you how many subscribers you have. And so you need a little bit of resourcefulness to work in an entrepreneurial company. If you don't have enough resourcefulness to go to YouTube and type in Evan Carmichael and find my channel and tell me how many subscribers I have, then it's probably not going to be a good fit, right? And then that last 15%, that's what you're working with. Those are the people who read the job, who took the time to go and do that little tiny bit of research, lead their application with it. And so the skill testing question, the point of it, after you led with the mission, is to filter out all the people who are just kicking tires, who are just wasting time, so that the job hiring process doesn't have to be this long, crazy, arduous thing that just eats up all your time and prevents you from actually moving forward in your business. And then step number 3 is do a trial instead of an interview. I think job interviews are, for the most part, a big waste of time. Depends on what you're hiring for, but a lot of times a job interview doesn't match to the position that you're hiring. So if you're hiring a graphic designer, for example, how well they do in a job interview has nothing to do with the skill set that you're testing for, right? If you want them to design graphics for you, how well they answer, maybe they're nervous, maybe they don't speak English as their first language, maybe they have had traumatic experiences in job interviews, maybe they're introverts and they won't shine. A lot of times they won't shine in a job interview, but they could crush it for you and believe in your mission. Unless you're hiring somebody for communications, if you're hiring a salesperson, then that's something you should be doing face-to-face. You should be talking with them because the ability to communicate with somebody is the skill set you're hiring for. But somebody's ability to edit a video, to do graphic design, even to write, doesn't map to them being able to ace a job interview. And so instead of doing job interviews, I do paid trials. And so I'll hire somebody for 5 hours max for a job I think should take 2. So think about what is a task that they would be working on for you. So if it's graphic design, have them come up with a logo concept or an Instagram post concept or something that you would be doing in your business that you think should take 2 hours, and you give them up to 5 hours paid to do it. Here's what's going to happen. Some people will never even take the job. They'll say yes, but then they don't show up with anything. Great. They've just weeded themselves out. Some people will take the full 5 hours. And anybody who takes the full 5 hours is getting the red flag against you. Like, this should have taken you 2, but you took 5, right? Chances are you're milking me, which you don't want, because at least for me, I don't want to be micromanaging everybody. So I don't want to be over there with a magnifying glass looking at their work constantly, right? If it takes 2, you should take 2, right? Or you're really slow, or you're milking me, right? Either way, let's figure that out after 5 hours instead of a long job interview process and then a couple months of working together. But then what I always find, almost always, is somebody who has just gone over and above. Where Christina is an example, who's editing this video. Hey, Christina, we love you. When I first hired Christina, I said, hey, make a video like this. At the time, I was making my own videos. I was editing, I was shooting it, I was doing all of it. And I said, it's time to expand. I need an editor. And I said, make a video like this. And she did it like I asked, but then she also gave me a second version to say, hey, I did what you asked, but here's another version, which I think is better. And I looked at it, it's like, it's much better because you're a professional video editor and I'm not, right? And so you're looking for that person who's gonna go above and beyond. And then you're paying attention to the relationship as you're working together for these couple hours. Do they ask the right questions? Are they a joy to work with? Do they give you positivity and energy in your exchanges, whether it's on a phone call or an email or texting or video messaging? Do you feel better? Do you feel energetic, or is it just straight to work and cold and distant, right? And so if you find the person where it gives off a great energy, they're doing the work in the time and they're going above and beyond, that's the person that you hire. Instead of wasting time on a job interview that won't really teach you, is this the person who's going to work well or not for my business? So I'll end up hiring 10, 15 people on a paid trial. and just see what comes back and see how the relationship goes as I work with people until I find the ones that I really love. And that's how I hire the Believe way. Hopefully it can cut into your costs and cut into your timing of being able to find the right people, because you need to have passionate people to help you build your business. It deserves it. You need to make it happen. Let's go. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, who is the next person that you need to hire in your business? What's a skill set that you need next in your company, even if it's just part-time, that's gonna help propel your business forward? Let me know, put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in a video and you promise and you commit to take action, we don't just watch videos here, we do something about it, I wanna celebrate you. Give me a hashtag Believe down in the comments as well.
Bill Gates was asked what was the winning formula of Microsoft when Microsoft was really the heavyweight champion of their industry. I think they're a little lost right now. But the larger point again is he replied with this: what made Microsoft Microsoft was not our software. What made Microsoft Microsoft was our hiring. I just want to suggest to you the second point or trait of a world-class company is their ability to hire A players. Here is the brain tattoo I want you to absolutely hardwire into your business philosophy as a leader. You cannot build an A-level company with C-level talent. If your company is not winning in your field right now, you likely have weaknesses in your hiring. Don't just hire people because it's the easiest move to make. A lot of companies spend very little time on hiring and then most of their time managing their hiring mistakes. And you know, if you're building a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a manager, if you're a CEO, like a lot of the people who watch these mastery sessions and come to my live events, you know I'm speaking truth here. So you really want to nail your hiring.
If you want to see why Robert Kiyosaki says you must question everything you do, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.